The dangers of reopening. It's starting. California is reopening. Parts of the US have already reopened. Many countries are reopening. These are unprecedented times, as in, we've never really been shut down. And I think one danger is people think reopening is easy. Well, let me tell you about some nuances there. First of all, did you know they just recently had a chemical spill in India? It was the LG Polymers plant. It was the chemical styrene. It killed 11 people and 800 people are hospitalized. As of right now, maybe more people will end up dying. There's a huge chemical spill in India decades ago, also by a foreign company, a US company. One cause or one thought is it's because the styrene sort of container wasn't properly maintained during the shutdown. There was a lack of skilled labor, and when they restarted it, the person sort of restarting it and didn't really know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. Most people wouldn't know what to do. It takes expertise, I guess, right? It's really quite sad. People woke up not being able to breathe, and India had reopened. So it wasn't able to breathe because of the coronaviruses from a different reason that they were not able to breathe and dying. Did you know oil wells, if shut down, may not be able to reopen? What about pilots? Do you know that some of them may not be able to be recertified because they're not doing enough flights right now? There's not enough simulators to maintain their experience. It's actually the minority of things that can be resumed. Like our laptop, you put it on hibernate. Leave it there for months. You could restart it. Put it on standby. You could resume it quickly. There's no issues. But think about a car. I recently came back and my car, it's like, oh, I wonder if it's going to start. Luckily, it did. But you know that cars need to run. Even people who have these sort of antique cars, these Ferraris from decades ago, they don't just put it in a garage. They need to actually use it every now and then. Things are meant to be used. Our bodies, if you lay in a bed for days, like in your hospital or in the ICU, you quickly become deconditioned. And a strong young person can barely walk. What do we do about the reopening then? Well, I would suggest asking the people who actually know about their specific industry, about the factory, about the business. For example, oil wells, the general thought is if shut down, they're hard to restart, it may be costly, they may not be able to reopen, but it depends on which well. Shale oil wells apparently are very easy to shut down and to restart. You could shut them down from your iPhone. But if you're an outsider, you wouldn't know that. I think that's sort of the danger here. The governors, the mayors, they're just saying, oh, okay, reopen. Everything's the same. But everything's not the same. And different industries need to be treated differently. You need to have the people who are in the know actually tell you how to restart. It's not all the same. It's just not. And that's where I fear the dangers of reopening, with people thinking, oh, yeah, I mean, everything's like a computer. And later you realize it's not. And hopefully nothing like that happens in the US where we have a chemical issue, a spill. But you know, sometimes I think we're not too far behind. The difference between a third world and a first world isn't as big anymore. And the idea of planning in the first world, being smart about things, I fear that sometimes it seems we're not thinking anymore about the reopening dangers in this rush to just reopen everything at once.